March the 6th, 1857, a day that remains one of the most controversial in American history. On this day, the U.S. Supreme Court delivered a ruling in the case of Dred Scott v. Sandford, a decision that pushed the country closer to the brink of civil war. The court declared that black people, whether enslaved or free, could never be U.S. citizens. It also ruled that Congress had no authority to restrict slavery in U.S. territories. This ruling deepened the divide between the North and South. But who was Dred Scott, and why did his fight for freedom shake the entire nation? Let's find out. Dred Scott was born into slavery around 1799 in Virginia. He was originally owned by a white man, Peter Blow, who later sold him to an army doctor, John Emerson. Because of Emerson's military service, Scott traveled to free territories, including Illinois and Wisconsin, where slavery was illegal. Scott believed that since he had lived in free states, he should be considered a free man. In 1846, he sued for his freedom in a Missouri court. His legal battle lasted 11 years, eventually reaching the U.S. Supreme Court. But what happened next shocked the nation. In 1857, the Supreme Court ruled against Dred Scott in a 7-2 decision. Chief Justice Roger B. Taney made 3 key points. 1. Black people, whether enslaved or free, could never be U.S. citizens. 2. Since Scott was not a citizen, he had no right to sue in federal court. 3rd, Congress had no authority to ban slavery in U.S. territories. This meant that the Missouri Compromise of 1820, which had restricted slavery in certain areas, was unconstitutional. Essentially, the ruling gave slavery legal protection across the entire country. The decision outraged the North. Abolitionists saw it as proof that slavery had to be abolished completely. Meanwhile, the South celebrated the ruling, seeing it as a victory for slavery. The political and social divide between the North and South only grew stronger. Just 4 years later, in 1861, the Civil War erupted. The issue of slavery had torn the country apart. The Dred Scott case is considered one of the darkest moments in U.S. Supreme Court history. The ruling not only denied black people their rights, but also reinforced the institution of slavery. However, history would take a different turn after the Civil War. In 1868, the 14th Amendment was passed, granting citizenship to all people born in the U.S., including formerly enslaved individuals. This amendment effectively overturned the Dred Scott decision, but this case raises an important question. Is justice delayed the same as justice denied? The Dred Scott case changed America forever. It fueled the fight against slavery and set the stage for the Civil War. What do you think? If the Supreme Court had ruled differently, could American history have taken another path? Let us know in the comments, and if you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe.